This is Dwayne with my show and tell mini um, lesson, and mine is organic farming, applied STEM and sociology concepts. So we've got 5 concepts in one lesson plan, so, but it's just a brief overview, and I really pulled a lot from some of what was said by Sean Dicker and Joel Levin, that were real fans of MineCraft, and it's one of the reasons that I chose this. Let me just go back to the game here. So this is the area that I have, and you can see, it's rather simple. We have a multi-purpose building. That's the aqua roofed building, and I used aqua because it represented water, and that was a way to represent potential water reuse. And so that's how we're going to work this farm, and we'll be talking about those, and that's the sociological aspect. Also a little bit of the math. So I came in here, I didn't know what I was going to do, honestly. I just started, well, we've got corrals. I, back in the day, might have done some farming, so what could I do here that I could teach? So it was really non-scripted. That was something that Sean Dicker talked about, and how the curriculum would fit into this. So we are talking about creating versus assessment. So it's qualitative rather than quantitative. We're talking about civics, which is very important, I think. Being responsible, socially responsible, and that's why I added that topic to the STEM. There's going to be a reenactment here, and a relative ease of entry. We can talk about that as we go through. I'll walk you through what the kids might see in this virtual field trip. Okay, so let me just pause this for a moment. Okay, so here we are in creative mode. And let's start at the very beginning here. This is a multi-purpose building. I think I mentioned where the roof would represent some water storage, runoff, just being socially responsible. Of course, that would be quite a bit more involved, and would involve the math and engineering pieces of the STEM. So what we're looking at, there would be, this would be storage for seeds for next year. Some of the fun sociological piece of it is that you would be able to determine what would be on people's dinner tables the following season. And of course, the season following that would be part of the science. But over on this side, I would estimate that this whole area would be an area for composting. This farm would not have any live animals, except maybe a dog or a cat to help keep away the pests. But we would be digesting large amounts of cardboard, scraps, and through worms and other vermiculture. That would be a secondary market for this. That would be part of the math. Worm castings can sell for as much as $1,000 a square yard in Nevada. They have an extremely high value in nutrients, and water retention is almost unsurpassable. So that's what this whole area would do. Also, even though this is a vegan farm, worms themselves can be sold, and in pastries and stuff, sometimes you'll see the ingredient whey, and that is oftentimes worms, ground up, dried up worms. So quite a valuable asset here is what we'd be doing in the digester. But the worm castings, just the composting, would add to the soil, so we wouldn't have to rely just on the existing soil, and also we wouldn't be we would be responsible from a scientific standpoint in what we'd be bringing in and using for soil that might not be compostable. So those are things, and then of course maybe some storage equipment that would be another, or farm equipment that would be part of the engineering. To motivate the kids, of course, the idea of biology and entomology, they just dig that stuff. They could spend probably the whole time just rummaging through that area, if you can imagine what it would be like. But as we come out here, we have the finished product, and I could imagine maybe just giving some of these carrots and feeding the pigs next door potentially. I'm not sure, but there's an immediate gratification and motivation that this is what the end product would look like. And over here we've got the greenhouse, and we can talk about what we have started in here, but we'd have the kids start planting after calculating how much space it would take to grow certain things. Do they grow in this environment? That's all science. And of course, just the idea of this greenhouse is an engineering feat. So that's what we've spent some time doing here, plotting out how much space it would take to get the starts going, and how long it would take, what seasons we would have. And of course that varies from region to region. That's just, that's a whole class in itself. So we'd have to move on, but all in through here we have a blank canvas, and I think that Joel Levin talks about that as the boundaries, and these are characteristics and mechanics of the game MineCraft, where the kids can come out here and they can take their hoe and watch. I hit it wrong. Oh, I did it wrong. Okay, let's see if I can put that back, forward a little bit, put it back up, and let's go ahead and till that. So we're tilling that now, and then you can plant. You can plant whatever, and that would be a whole discussion of what they would like. And there's just nothing like the bounty of the earth. So let me take a quick break, and I'll get back to some of the other steps here. But in a nutshell, that's what we're looking at. Okay, so and there's also beauty, and that's where we're talking about STEAM, but this is such a broad topic. The lesson plan outline I had originally is an introduction to organic farming, but it's not just STEM, it's STEAM, because there's also art in this, there's beauty in this. The students will be able to understand the importance of the small organic farm. How do small organic farms increase and maintain the quality of food in the human food chain? But I also contend that it also maintains the quality of life for many. The lesson description would be a broad description of farming. This is multidisciplinary, and horticulture, social sciences within MineCraft. Work together as teams, and preparing the soil, planting seeds that have been chosen, maintaining crops, and harvesting the crops